everyone. First of all, I want to thank you all for coming. My name is Sarah, and I'm a counselor here at Grieving Services for Families. And obviously, you all are here because you've recently experienced a loss in your family. And so, before we get started talking about any of that, I just want to get to know each one of you first. So, we'll start with you. If you just want to tell me your name, your age, and then a little bit about yourself, that would be great.
My name is Hope, and I am 70 years old. And recently, my husband died and left me a widow. And so now I'm living by myself again after a long time of being married. And so it's just a lot of things happening to me. I feel that I haven't had to deal with in a long time. Just kind of being by myself and not having someone to really look after or talk to all the time anymore. So yeah,
those are big transitions. We'll talk some more about that. So are these three your daughters then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. So would you like to go next?
Yeah, I'm Jocelyn. I'm 32. I'm married and I have 2 kids. Dad, we weren't really good friends, so his death isn't a huge part. I'm sad to see my mom so sad, but his passing hasn't changed my life dramatically or anything.
Okay. How old are your kids now?
My kids are 10 and they're twins.
Okay. And where do you live? I didn't ask where do you live now?
Flagstaff, Arizona.
Okay.
I live in Phoenix, just kind of
Okay.
down the road.
A little distance in between. Would you like to go next?
My name's Johnny, and I am 24, and I just graduated college last year, and so I'm just working now and live 30 minutes from where my mom lives.
Okay. Good. Thanks.
I'm Nicole. I'm 28 years old. I'm married and have 1 kid who a 3-year-old daughter. And I live about 30 minutes away from home as well.
We live in the same neighborhood.
Very nice. Good. So Jocelyn, I know you very briefly mentioned that you don't feel that your life has been very shaken up by the passing of your father. So I was curious, Johnny and Nicole, what your relationship was like with your father. Were you all close? Is it really impacting any of your emotions or feelings or anything like that?
I think we were definitely closer to Dad than Jocelyn was. But since we're all older, the 2 of us, I guess, have been out of the house longer than Johnny has, obviously. But there's still been time for that, for us to be out of the house. But I was definitely closer to Dad than Jocelyn was.
Okay. Jocelyn, would you agree with those statements, do you think?
I think for the most part they're true, yeah.
Okay. Well, what do you think about, from the outside perspective, looking at your daughter's relationships with their father?
Well, it does kind of hurt me that all my kids weren't as close to my husband, but really it's definitely true just because of given our location. Nicole and Johnny were able to come over a lot more, and their friends and Nicole's husband was able to really get to know him. But I feel like just because Jocelyn and her family live in Phoenix, then they just didn't really get to come over as much, and maybe Jocelyn's children never really got to know their granddad, which kind of hurts me. But I think now what's important to focus on is our relationship all together, and just how we can all stay close.
Yeah. Those are good points. Jocelyn, how do you feel about what your mom just said about how your distance, I guess, has impacted your relationship with your parents?
has affected it, but I would say the creation, like, we were never close even when I lived in the house. So you can't really blame me living far away.
What
The
about
absence of a relationship.
when you mentioned that your kids did not have much of a relationship with their grandfather? What do you feel about that?
Well, I don't feel like it's my kid's fault. I don't ever feel like my dad ever reached out to them. Like, you can be a granddad from a distance.
Okay. Do you have anything that you want to say to Jocelyn about that?
Well, yeah, I mean, you can be a granddad from a distance, but you can be a good daughter from a distance too. And I don't feel like you ever tried to do that.
I would disagree with your statement.
Do you want to explain why exactly? Do you want to elaborate a little bit on that?
Well, you know, ever since I graduated college or whatever, Dad has always been so hard on me, saying that I need to, you know, like, get out of the house, get my own job. I don't feel like he ever supported me in what I did. And so that's why I never came home.
Well, you must know that it was tough raising 3 kids. And when you graduated, we still had 2 kids living in our house. We couldn't afford to, like, keep you there either.
Okay. Don't really understand how that affected. Actually, I do understand, but it still hurts that he kind of pushed me away.
Is that something that you understand? Does that make sense to you why Jocelyn would be feeling that way?
Yeah, it does. Because when you left, like, I was sad that you were leaving too, but there was just nothing that I could really do about it when it happened.
So I'd like to hear a little bit more from you two. Do you feel that strained relationship, like, what were your opinions on that? Was that something that you noticed growing up? Is it, what do you think?
I think too, Johnny and I